Welcome to the presentations videocast, and this time I want to look at two conversations. The first one is a date. Let's say you go on a date, and this is to represent your date. This is Lindy, nice name, and you go on this date and it goes really well, and you arrange to meet. You agree to meet again. You arrange to meet again. Okay, that's one conversation. Now let's look at a second conversation that you have with your friend a few days later, and this is your wise old friend, name of Yago. Yeah, interesting name, must have been a nickname from school. And you and Yago sit down and have a chat. Now the first question he asks is, how did the date go? And you say something like, well, it went really well. She was really interesting, she was nice, she was funny. I really liked her and we got on well. The evening went really quickly. We had a good time. It was good, and we're going to meet again. Okay. So what? Right. Well, let's look at that conversation and look at what you said about the conversation when you analysed it back to your friend, the conversation you had on the date. You talk about two things: the person and the two of you together. She was really nice. She was really interesting. She was funny. And you talk about, we got on well. We had a good time. We didn't notice the time going. We are going to meet again. Okay. Now, so what? I hear you say. Well, let's contrast that with another way you could have reported that conversation. You could have said, I was nervous at the start, but I think I did quite well. I had a few stories ready and I managed to get them all in. You know, the funny one I tell about work and what happened that time. Got that in at the end, and I think I did it better this time than I did it the last time when I was telling you. I practiced it a few times. Dropped in a few nice examples, told her what I did and much I earned, did this, did that, did the other. Unless you're a flabbergasting egotist, you probably don't reflect back on what you said, but only on how the person reacted to it. So for example, you might say, oh, I put my foot in it. I said, jeepers, school teachers get so much free time, they get so many holidays. And it turns out that her sister is a school teacher. But she laughed and she thought it was funny, and she says she's always having that discussion with her sister, so it didn't matter. In other words, even when you do refer to something you did, that's dwarfed or superseded, if you like, by how she reacted to what you did. So how she reacts is what matters, not what you say. And likewise, how you get on is what matters, not what you said in order to help you to get on. In other words, you don't think about what you said, you think about the reaction it provoked in the audience at all times and the rapport that you had with that audience. That's what you think about. Compare that to a presentation. And TED Talks are a really bad example of this. Put someone on a spot and get them to perform to camera, and forget the audience that's there, because the speakers don't interact with that audience. It's a broadcast, it's a performance to camera, and it's not a realistic presentation. You're not talking to those people, you're performing. And people say things like, she was an inspirational speaker, or he was wonderful, or he's a great talker. And they also say to me, I want to make my presentation skills better, I want to polish them up, I want to be a better speaker. You already know how to speak. You go and have a conversation with someone in a pub, be it your friend or whatever, that's the presentation skills you need. It's extremely sophisticated. Hand gestures, eye contact, facial expressions, stories, examples, blah, 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 happens naturally in the time it takes you to think. You have that sorted. What you need to think about is, what is this person hearing? Are they interested? Is it relevant? Is it helping them? Are they enjoying it? That's what you need to focus on. The audience, the audience, the audience, like you would in a conversation. That's what a presentation is. Audience focused, ruthlessly refined to the audience's needs, and then your conversational skills naturally occur. Sorry? Okay, I've got to go now. If you like this, pass it on or let someone else know, and I'll talk to you soon. Yeah.